Alright, it's Adam. I am here in Milwaukee in my home training base, in my basement actually. It's raining outside and about 39 degrees. The reason I'm riding indoor though, to acclimate to the heat. Almost all of my house heat coming out of the vent in this room. I've got the room blocked off and I've got a floor heater running here. It's probably about 85 degrees in this room. Just over 2 weeks to race day. St. George has been hitting 80 degrees in the daytime already, and I want to make sure that I can adjust to the heat conditions. Two big benefits. Number one is the amount of sodium in your sweat drops so that you don't become hyponatremic and get cramps as fast. The second thing is that your heart rate reduces. There's a study they did on the reabsorption of sodium ions by the sweat glands, and the acclimating over a 10-day period cuts the concentration of the sodium ions that your body releases in half. Although the sweat rate increases slightly, about 25%, you're getting about a half cut in sodium loss, and a heart rate decrease of about 18 beats per minute. That's what's going on right now. I am riding Kona hill climb. It's from the coast of Hawaii up to the top of a mountain. It's 43 miles and 13,500 feet of elevation change. I only have to ride for an hour and 45 minutes, so there's no way I'll make it to the top. I'll probably average about 11 miles an hour. We're only 3 minutes into the ride. I'll check back and you can see how hot I am. Minute number 74. It's still warm in the room, but it feels like it's cooled down a little bit. I don't know if that's because my sweat or if the heat in the house turned off, but I've only gone 14.5 miles, just under half an hour left. And sweating like crazy. I wanted to let you know about these new headphones I got. They're Bluetooth. They hook up to your iPhone or Android, iPad, whatever. They have a battery, rechargeable battery. They're really nice for riding because there's no wire connecting the phone to the headphones. I don't like them for running. They have a tendency to fall out when you start to get sweaty, unless you have a headband over them. I do use it for running sometimes, but most of the time I don't like that. But they're really nice sound isolation, fairly decent battery life, a little pricey. I got them as a discount as a USAT member. The wire's fine, keep using that, it's a lot cheaper. I go to TJ Maxx for my wired headphones. At most I'm paying 10 bucks for them. The sweat usually gets to them after a while. These have a lifetime sweat warranty. I wore them last week in Hannibal during the thunderstorm. Had no problems. Just under 300 watts of power at a cadence of 96, 12 miles an hour. Okay, did my 30-minute warm-up. Did my 10 by 1 minute high cadence intervals on 1 minute rest. Did 3 by 9 hill climbs at 90 RPM with 6-minute rest. Now I'm doing a 15-minute cool down. I've got 6 minutes left on the cool down. I'm doing about 220 watts at 80 RPM. Heart rate's at 140. It is hot in here. If I don't do this, St. George could kick my butt and cause me to bonk early, so that's the price I pay. I want you to see the salt, or not salt, but the amount of sweat on the floor here. Starts from right under my elbow, goes all the way back to the behind my trainer. Gross. A lot of sweat, and I drank 46 ounces of fluid. That's nowhere near enough, but I'll rehydrate. I'm gonna weigh myself and see how much I lost today in the workouts. Alright, so I'm 30 minutes into the run. I've only gone 3.2 miles.
The birds, they don't plant harvest.
My Achilles has been bugging me, so I had to take it really easy. First mile I did it at 10-minute mile pace. Now I'm up to an 8-minute mile pace. I'm at the halfway point, minute 55. I've covered 6.5 miles, so the pace is significantly higher now. We're in 7.5 minute miles right now. My Achilles is feeling okay, a little sore. I just have to be careful. Roughly an hour and a half into the run, 2.2 miles, 20 minutes left to the half marathon mark. We'll see which one I get to first. Alright, well, I did the 13.1 and 1:47 and change. I had to slow my run down to 8:20 miles. This week, first 2 days of acclimating to the heat. What I'd like to do now is just take a moment of silence to remember those injured in the Boston Marathon and those who lost their lives. Just horrible, horrible tragedy. Had a degree of separation of 1 to 1 finisher and degree of separation to 2 on several more finishers, and they crossed the finish line 10 to 15 minutes before the bomb went off, and they had cleared out of that area. So that's just crazy. So, moment of silence. And our prayers are with the survivors and their families, those who lost ones and limbs.